Now you may be asking yourself, Wolfie, why on earth are you just randomly out killing ruin guards? Because this is an update video, or a ramble video, I guess, or anything in between, really. I just kind of wanted to come back and say, hey, I'm not dead, I promise. I was here the entire time, I just was busy with life doing stuff, and I kind of wanted to update everybody on just what's been going on, and generally speaking, what the future of the channel is, and, you know, all this blah stuff that I can't really fit into any other video without it being its own thing. So in the background, you're just gonna see farming for a couple of videos that I have upcoming, because I still need to do it. I just kind of wanted to update everybody on the fact that, hey, I'm not dead. I know I've been gone for a little bit, but life has its ways, and oh my god, Nadia. I've just kind of been busy. I had Raiden visiting for the last 2.5 weeks just about, so most of what I've been doing has kind of gone to just, you know, doing fun stuff with her, really. It felt kind of weird not doing any uploads or anything, even though we did technically have a stream that we did, in case you tuned in for that, because that was fun. But there hasn't really been any uploads, and it's kind of hard to edit when you're busy with other stuff. That's the excuse. Live with it. Hey, Genshin Impact sure is a game, isn't it? But it's kind of a game with its limitations, I've started to notice. We really need to start talking about standard only for a second, because I've been noticing that we've kind of hit the apex of that entire series now. Most of what is going to happen with that show from here on out is just going to be building up characters in order to have them ready to go into the Imaginarium Theater and the process of getting said characters. Most of the time, that just kinda means we're waiting on standard polls. Because, again, the Imaginarium Theater is mostly quantity over quality in most circumstances. And since our character collection is completely left to random chance, it could be a long time before we can even attempt the difficulty we're aiming for. It's... I don't know. In editing, at least for the next episode, which is coming out soon-ish, it is being edited. It is getting a little bit stale, and I can understand that for everyone as well after 30 episodes of mostly doing the same thing. I don't have the time to edit them in funny ways anymore, and I certainly don't have the income to hire an editor to do so. So it's kind of just stuck in the... I don't know, it's stuck in stasis a little bit, I feel. And it's kind of hard to spice that show up with anything, because again, the only thing we really need to do is beat the Imaginarium Theater. It's not like we have time-limited things like, oh look, there's a new Pyro character, or there's a new Geo character, or there's a, you know, whatever. Because that basically never happens on the standard banner. Like, the amount of times that happens on the standard banner is, you know, countable on, I don't know, your eyeballs. Your nostrils. Like, look, it's so rare that a character is added to the standard banner, or the standard banner is modified in any way whatsoever, that it is just going to kind of be the same thing over and over from here on out. And I feel like making episodes for that gets a bit boring, honestly. It's not the most fun thing I've ever done. Navia, you keep exploding. You gotta stop that, girly. So, I've been kind of thinking on ways to change up the formula in some way, and it's surprisingly difficult, honestly. There's not a lot of ways where you can, I don't know, change the way that works. It's so... I have a hard time putting it into words. As you can tell, all of these videos are unscripted. I'm just kind of rambling my thoughts out while doing daily farming, because you know what? Someone's gotta do it, and the stuff ain't gonna farm itself. So instead, I've wanted to do more one-off videos. Just random, weird stuff that I happen to find funny. The Ayato video is a good example of this, because that video I just kind of did on a whim, because I just really like Ayato, and I put him in a bunch of weird freaking teams that I could think of. You can check that video out in the description if you want to watch it. And I kind of want to do more videos like that, because they just kind of come as a spur-of-the-moment decision where I go, hey, you know, this is kind of fun, I'm gonna do it! As I mentioned earlier, my partner's name is Raiden, and she has been obsessed with Raiden Shogun since her release. Now, as you imagined, in all of the shows that I've done, whether that be Spiral Shuffle or Ascension Arc, Raiden has come up a couple of times, and she's just never been picked. Like, ever. She's just never picked! So I feel really bad about it, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on Raiden Shogun. So that's coming up. And then I have the Auroron and Aoife combined video for Ascension Arc that's coming soon as well. Because, hey, a dual build could be fun, honestly. I really like both of those characters, and they are not built on my account. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing those. But after that, I don't really know what I want to keep on doing in terms of Genshin Impact, because there are a couple things I want to sit down and do that I haven't had the time to do, like the TCG. I've been wanting to make a video on the TCG for years upon years upon years, but I just never got around to it. The TCG is fun. I love the TCG, but I don't have any time to sit down and play it basically ever. It's kind of a shame, too, but I might be doing some videos on that. There's also all of the Ascension Arc videos that I do, because I actually really enjoy attempting to build characters within a limited time frame. It's kind of fun. There are so many ways in Genshin now that you can kind of speed up the time it takes to build a character to at least usability, which is great. And there's also a lot of characters on my account still that need to be built. For reference here, I am an avid collector of characters in this game, and as you can see, there's still a fair bit of them here that are just completely untouched. They're here, but they sure as hell aren't doing anything. A lot of these guys aren't, like, they're level 80, but they aren't really built. That's what I'm saying, like, I want to have all of my characters at least battle ready if possible, because I feel like that would be really cool. I don't know, there's just something about the idea that I could bring out any character I feel like playing and not have to think so much about what to do with them. I don't know, it's something nice about it. Look at how gosh darn pretty she is. But that's actually a pretty good thumbnail. That might be the thumbnail for this video. Nice. What I want to do going forward, which is I guess what I wanted to talk about, is that I want to cut down on standard-only videos and do something else in that time slot. Because there's just so little to report on for that these days that I don't have the reason to make a video a week on it anymore. There's nothing left to do on that account other than build characters and wait, and that's kind of what my other shows are about already. And that just becomes pretty boring, really. I wanted to experiment in playing other games, too, because while you may not know this, I actually play a lot of video games. Like, a ton of them. In fact, I have so many video games that I don't have the time to play them all. I want to experiment with something else. There's a couple of things that I've been wanting to put on this channel, but realizing how YouTube works, most of you would be terrified of anything changing and just disappear the second you see anything that is a Genshin video. And that's okay. It sucks that YouTube works that way, because for most people, that's just kind of what it is. You make a channel based on a singular IP or a singular video game or, you know, a singular topic, really, like cooking or baking or whatever you want to do. And then the second you try to do something different, because either your interest wanes or you simply find something else to do, people stop watching, because they came for the first thing that you did, and that stuff sucks. I also looked into playing other Hoyoverse games and doing challenges in them, but we kind of struggle on that front too. I am not a fan of Honkai Star Rail, so I most likely will not touch that game whatsoever. I gave it a try many a year ago, and it just wasn't for me. When it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, I actually really enjoy that game and the story it brings, but unlike something like Genshin, that is a very story-driven game. You kind of have to experience that game for yourself, because if you don't, you're missing out on half of the thing that makes that game great. Also, in terms of challenges and things, there aren't really that many you can do. Not only is the roster of characters very, very limited, but, you know, it's what it is. You can't exactly complain about that. It's a much... I don't know. It's a much younger game than either Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, so understandably it's going to have less content. But there just isn't a way to really structure a challenge around it either. Genshin obviously has the very clear end game of, you know, the Stygian or the Spiral Abyss. I almost said Spiral Shuffle, but no, that's my show. But it's very obvious what they want you to do in the late game. But in ZZZ, yeah, you have the late game challenges too. You have the boss rush thing, whatever on earth that thing's called, and you've got the Spiral Abyss equivalent that I also forgot the name of. I haven't played the game in so long. I need to get back to that. But there's things to do, but they just don't warrant a challenge in this way, I don't feel. I don't know. If someone could come with a better way to make content for that, I'd love to hear it. but genuinely speaking, I don't know of one. And then you're kind of stuck in the rut where, look, where do I go from here? What do people want to watch? What do people care about? Do they just want to see me fub around in Genshin Impact the way that some other creators do and build the newest character over and over again just for the hell of it? Like, look, I'm never going to be able to do deep dives the way that some content creators do because they are doing it so well that there's no point in me trying. Other people have just filled that niche way better than I ever could. I can be a semi-funny little goofball from time to time, and that's essentially everything I'm capable of. And that's, I don't know, I guess that's kind of my niche, but there isn't that many things you can be a goofball about, unless I want to do silly videos like building characters I enjoy or testing really dumb teams. Which, that might be a video that I'll do. Who knows? But yeah, TLDR of this short little update video. Hi, I'm not dead. I want to make more content related to Genshin Impact that isn't standard only, because standard only has kind of hit its peak. I have some videos planned that are going to be uploaded either this coming week or the week after, depending on when I have time to edit them. I'm looking into playing other games as well, either doing full, I don't know, playthroughs or, I don't know, just covering other video games that isn't Genshin Impact, I guess. And what video games that is, I don't know, really. And then I just kind of want to do more auxiliary videos, because auxiliary videos are fun. Raiden Shogun has an auxiliary video coming up where I just bash my head in a bunch of times with Raiden Shogun, so, you know, that's probably something for you if you like Shogun. Hooray! But yeah, no, I don't have anything much more to say. This was just a short little update video to be like, hey, this happens, TLDR. I'm a stupid moron.